Okay, next DIY, I'm going to use one of these large like canning jars from the Dollar Tree. This is another version of the solar light. I find that the light on top of it is pretty much the same size. As you can see, it is like a smooth, shiny surface on the outside, but it's definitely going to fit even on this like large jar. I wanted to do kind of like a dangly coastal display in this one. So I'm just filling up the bottom of it with some Dollar Tree tan sand to kind of give me that beachy vibe. I don't want to decorate it too much, but I do want it to have a little bit of decoration. So again, I'm using some of those little tiny starfish that I get on Amazon. These are the ivory ones. They are different sizes, but they all come together. Sometimes you only get the tiny ones, but sometimes you get those larger ones too. I like the variety. And so I'm just going to kind of like toss some of those in there. What I want to hang down inside this solar light is one of those little dangly sand dollars. So I thought starfish on the bottom would be a nice touch to go with a little sand dollar. And these are from the Shore Living line. These are little wood beads with little hanging decor. I'm going to use the sand dollar for this one. I'm not a big fan of the navy on there though. I really kind of want to stick with the beachy blue and the white, and it's too long anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and take them all off and then just alternate like turquoise and white from the beads that were already on there. But then I have to determine how long I want it to be because I want it to be able to like hang down in there. I think I ended up going with like 5 beads and then tying that off. And then I thought we could attach that to the solar light and like let it dangle down inside the jar. And again, this is a canning jar from the Dollar Tree, but definitely the larger one. So there is a little hole where the little light comes out. So I'm actually going to take advantage of that and just try to glue my twine into that with my hot glue. I was afraid it wasn't going to stay in place though, so I also like hot glue down like the very top bead to the plastic on the underside so that the light will shine down on it, but like be like right next to it and dangle down inside the jar like that. Now it fit in there perfectly with just friction, so I just popped it on there, no glue at all. But I do want to cover the sides where it like all screws in there on the jar to make it look a little bit more finished. This is that macrame rope that I've just recently been able to find at Dollar Tree, but you could always use like any kind of cotton twine, like cooking twine, stuff like that. It's going to give you that same feel. This, I like it because it's like working with the jute twine, but you're going to get a different feel when you use that white color. And I'm just stringing that all the way along the sides of the jar, but also on the sides of the solar light as well, all the way to the top. And I try to show you, but it messes up all my starfish, so you're just going to have to wait. Be patient. But I do kind of want to break up the colors on the top, so I thought I would use a little turquoise paint and paint like half of that macrame rope, this beautiful like turquoise color. It's like the same color as the wood beads inside. Kind of give it like a two-tone effect, and it definitely painted really well. It's okay if I don't get like complete coverage. It's going to give it a little bit of that coastal farmhouse feel that I'm always going for with these DIYs. But this was really easy to put together, and I think it's definitely really unique, and it turned out really pretty. So we're going to give that a quick dry, and then I can show you how this little DIY turned out. So there's our blue and white macrame lid with our blue and white beads hanging down to display a beautiful little wood cutout of a sand dollar, and finish it up with some Dollar Tree sand and some little tiny starfish on the bottom. And then this is how it looks all lit up at night.